Today we are going to have session on Power BI, and faculty for the day is CA Alok sir. I'm going to introduce sir. Um, CA Alok Sethi is a global corporate trainer and developer. Is a result-oriented professional, 10 plus year overall experience in corporate training and development, having delivered 100 plus corporate trainings to 1000 plus delegates, possessing exceptional team building skill for increasing companies' productivity by imparting new skill and upskilling employees and students. He conducts seminar, lectures, webinars, and workshop on soft skill and advanced Excel training to update employees and students on companies' goal and procedure and help them upskill themselves to make them more efficient and effective. Also, he works as a developer to build reporting system for top level management using tools like Power BI, Tableau, Databricks, etc. He is also a global faculty with ICAI. With this, I welcome C. Alok sir to continue with the session of the day. Thank you. You can continue, sir.
Thank you, Prabhavati ji, for introducing me and welcoming all the participants to this session. Before I start, I would like to congratulate you all because as a journey of 1,000 miles begin with a single step, and you all have taken the first step today. So I really congratulate you on coming up live and sticking to your commitment because I always say that action commitment without action is nothing. So if you are committed to do something and you don't take action, then you don't reach anywhere. So you have taken that action and you're here. That means it shows your commitment towards learning and improving. And let me tell you that Power BI is something which is already becoming a most demanded skill nowadays. And for all professional, it is not something that you should learn if you are only doing some projects which require that. Okay, but still you require to learn all this because it is the need of the hour. You can give better reports to your client if you are knowing how to use Power BI. So with this, I will now share my screen and take you to the journey of understanding how Power BI can help you in learning and helping you at your work. So now, and I will request all the participants, if you have any queries, if you want me to take anything again, if you want me to explain any point in detail, you can put your queries in the chat box. This is a webinar mode session where you are on the listen only mode, but you can interact using the chat box. I always like to take interactive sessions, so you can interact using the chat. And if you want to ask any question, you can raise your hand or you can write in the chat. I will invite you on the stage. So now sharing my screen and just I will need your confirmation that you all can see my screen when I share it. So just give me a confirmation with a yes in the chat box once you are able to see it. I'm now sharing my screen. Okay, I hope you are able to see my screen. Prabhati ji, you are on
Yes,
the
yes,
stage.
I can. Yes,
Oh,
yes.
great, fine. So, what is Power BI? We'll start with the very basics because I understand there will be many people who will be attending this session for the first time, and those who have already attended previously or know a little bit about Power BI or you are already using it, you will also get something new today from this session. So, lot of now we are already dealing with a lot of data every day, and it is very important to unlock the insight from any data. Okay, what is the difference between a data and a information is that a data is in a raw form. Okay, so if I give you a chunk of numbers, if I say any number, let's say 1 lakh or 1 crore or 100 million, you will not be able to understand what I'm talking about. But I denote it, okay, this is the population of a particular city, it is the area of a particular country or a location, you will be able to connect to it. So Power BI helps you connect and get some insights from the data. So turning data into a business advantage. So what is the full form of BI over here? can we have some interaction with the participant? Okay, what is the uh, full form of BI here? Anyone who can put it in the chat box. What is the full form of BI in Power BI? So it stands for business intelligence. Okay, business intelligence. So it is a application, is a tool which helps you in understanding your business more precisely. And if you are a professional, you're working for your clients, it will help you in understanding the client's business or presenting his business in a form of a visual. Okay. Now the world of data is changing. Every year you see different type of data coming up, and the speed at which the data is being spread or shared is humongous. So by the year 2025, organizations that build a modern information management system will outperform their peers financially by 50%. It is the words of Gartner Mark Ware, information management in the 21st century. So he has given that since now every one of us is using nearly 3 to 4 devices per day to interact, to communicate, to socialize, and we spend most of our time with these gadgets. So if you understand, if you learn how to comprehend the data better, you would be in a position to give meaningful information to your client. And now everyone is needing that information, because everyone should have the access to the data they need. If you're a student and you want to inquire about a college, you want to see what course I should take up, then also you require a data and you need an information, which college I should take the admission, which course will help me in achieving my future goals, my career goals, how will I get a good job, where would I get the good job, what job is giving more revenue or more salary. So all these things revolve around data. Now let us come to Power BI. So Power BI is a powerful way to look or work at the data. So we already have, when it comes to data, when we talk about data, what is that tool which comes to your mind? Yes, someone who can talk. So Prabhati ji, you have that advantage because you are on the stage. Okay.
Yes,
So
yes.
yeah, what is that data which comes to your, what is that tool which comes to your mind when we talk about data?
Also Excel.
Excel, correct. It is Excel, because Excel is the tool which has been used across now. It is started in the year 1984, 82, 84. So I was born in 86. So it
Right,
came before me. So it is 40 years now we have been using Excel. Okay. And it survived for 40 years. That means Microsoft is doing upgradation. If we don't update ourselves in our life, then you know what has become, what has happened to Nokia, right?
right,
So Nokia is nowhere. No one is using Nokia phone now. And in some point of time, 10 years, 20 years back, everyone was having a Nokia phone. I bought my phone, first phone as Nokia, but it's not there now. Why? The only reason is that it did not update itself. It did not move in the direction of where the world was heading. So that is why it is a need to update ourselves and do what is needed. Okay. Now Excel was already there. It's already there, and you can create a lot of charts and graphs with Excel. Why there is a need to to go to Power BI, okay, or switch to Power BI or adopt Power BI? Because Excel has many limitations. It can support only data up to 10 lakh rows, 1 million row. But nowadays, if you talk about big fours or any multinational companies like Amazon, Flipkart, their 1 hour data has around 1 million. In 1 hour, they are having 1 million record, because all across the world, globe, the people are doing buying, shopping, right? So to comprehend that kind of data, we require a bigger tool. And Power BI is so much powerful that it can hold any amount of data, and it has more than 100 plus sources to which you can connect to and get the data from. And secondly, you can collaborate and you can work with multiple people at the same time. So if you're having different branches across the country, each branch data can be collated over here and you can give a meaningful insight into that data. So it is scalable, it is manageable, and it is trusted. Now, as we already know that Excel has been there, but when we talk about data visualization, what we are doing, what we are going to learn is how to present the data in a visual format. Okay. Now, why we need to present the data in a visual format? Because when you look at the image, when you look at any picture, it is easy to comprehend than to read a paragraph, right? Now, on the screen, you would see a table, S&P 500 component stock list of S&P 500 companies. Now there is a list. Now, if you have to identify any particular company which is there in the list or not, you have to go through that list. But suppose I put the logos of the companies on the screen, you will be able to really connect in a very smart, short span of time, because you will be getting connected to the image of the logo of the company and you can correlate. Am I right? So when we start with data visualization, there are four steps approach, which is discover, analyze, visualize, and explore. I call it as DAVE, DAVE. Okay. So in Power BI, you get the chance to connect from data from multiple sources. You can build a connection, you can analyze, then visualize, and then explore. Explore what the insights about the data in the data. So we are going to do it practically also. It is not a theoretical session, but since it is a beginning, I am explaining the basics. Okay, so I am just taking you through the Power BI, what it is and how you can integrate this tool. It's a free tool. Okay, so you can download it from Microsoft and you can start using it. I'm going to teach you all this. Yeah, आपको पूरे session में ये सब सीखने को मिलेगा. Okay, but you have to stay till the end of the session so that you actually get the essence of the session. Okay. Now, so you can present a visually appealing charts and graphs using Power BI. That is not available in Excel. You cannot create a map in Excel. Now you can with the use of 365. But I go for trainings across India. I'm a faculty with the institute. I visit many places. I'm a freelancer trainer. So I've trained many people inside India and even across the globe. But what one thing that triggers me to keep these kind of webinars is that people are not using the technology the way it should be used. Excel is just like a jet plane, लेकिन लोग कैसे यूज करते हैं उसको? You're using it as a cycle, and many people are holding that cycle on their head and moving it. तो this is the time that you should embrace the digital mindset. आप लोग को थोड़ा सा tech savvy होना पड़ेगा. AI is already there. Okay, and a lot of use and cries about AI. We'll see how AI can also be helpful over here. ये वो भी हम देखेंगे. But the first thing is that you have to have a mindset to learn new things. Without having that mindset, nothing can really change. Okay, now here I'll take a turn from the presentation and I'll come to the website of Power BI and I'll show you how you can actually download this application. I hope you can see my web browser now. So you come to Google and you simply type Power BI. The first link that you see is a Power BI data visualization. When you click on this, it will take you to the Microsoft website. Okay, and you can just click on this, get started. And you can directly download it. You don't have to sign in. Actually, you don't have to do any signing in process. Okay, you can go to products and Power BI and Power BI desktop. There are two kinds of Power BI. One is desktop, one is service. Okay, so when you come to the desktop, you will be able to download it. What I'm doing is I'm just copying this and putting it in the chat box for the easy reference of everyone. Okay, I hope I'm audible to everyone.
Sure.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, okay. So when you click on this download, it will take you to Microsoft Store, okay, and it will open a window, and you will be able to see this Power BI desktop from Microsoft Corporation. You will get the word "get" over here, okay, because since I've already downloaded, I'm getting open, but you will get a "get." So I'll now open this application and I'll take you through what it is. You need to first download to use it. Okay. Can you see the Power BI application on my screen now? Is it visible? Yes or no? Yes, someone who can confirm the chat box? Yes. Okay, great. So this is the screen that you see when you open Power BI. This is the first screen. So it's a home tab, it's an open tab, and then you have the option to sign in and sign out. Let me sign out because right now it is not required to be signed in. And then there is a recommendation, like if you go to this, it will take you to the website where you will be shown some videos on how to use it. But we can directly start with the report. So you can go on new and click on the report. So this is the interface of Power BI. It looks like somewhat like Excel because it is a Microsoft product, and it has a similar, not very similar, but yeah, the interface is similar to what Microsoft product looks like. So you have a title bar over here where you can give the name of your file. You have a search bar, then you have menus like file menu, home tab, insert, modeling, and all. And here you have a lot of visuals. Now, what is the first step in using Power BI? What is the first step in using Power BI? Okay, I would like some participation in the chat box. So, if someone can type in what is the first step in using Power BI? How should I download Power BI? I've already given that link in the chat. I guess you can use that link. I'm sharing it again. Okay, I'm just going through the chat once so that, yeah, what is the first step towards using Power BI? Load input data. Puran Chandji, thank you. Load input data, not a problem. Those who have joined now, I've shared that link again. You can download it. Okay, create file, Abdul. Okay, so see, let me tell you that yes, you have to create a file, you have to create a new report. It's not called a file, it's called as a report actually. And Power BI is just a platform which will help you in visualizing your data, but it doesn't have any data of its own. Like in Excel, it's a blank worksheet that you start working with. So here also you will start with the blank data, you will put your own data into it, and then you can create visuals from that data, right? So we will start with the sample data. Now let me show you DAVE. It is a four-step process. DAVE. D stands for data, A stands for analysis, V stands for visualization, and E stands for exploration. नहीं, अब इसको याद कैसे रखना है? It's a very complicated. Like कैसे याद रखेंगे DAVE? तो इसके लिए I had worked out on a very interesting manner of remembering this. Okay, and let me stop sharing the screen for some time because I really want you to understand this. आप इसको ध्यान से सुनिएगा मैं जो बोल रहा हूँ, ठीक है? And we all are Indians. We all love Bollywood, right? So how many of you love Bollywood movies? Okay, you can put yes or me in the chat box if you love Bollywood movies. Okay, yes, yes. Okay, I would like to see some activity in the chat box. Okay, now I'll just share a dialogue from a movie, and if you are a Bollywood lover, you have to give me the name of that movie. Okay, so the dialogue is Anjali. मैं तुम्हें भूल जाऊंगी हो नहीं सकता और तुम मुझे भुला दो ये मैं होने नहीं दूंगा. So what is the name of that movie? Dhadkan, correct. And what is the name of the character who spoke this dialogue? What is the name of the character who spoke that dialogue? Dev. Dev. And what does Anjali says when Dev says this? What does Anjali says? Anjali role was played by Shilpa Shetty. Okay, it was one of the like super duper hit movie of our time. Okay, so Anjali says, "मत आओ इतने पास, देव, मैं तुम्हें चला दूंगी." And then Dev says, "मैं चलना चाहता हूँ." ठीक है, so मैं डूबना चाहता हूँ. Okay, now थोड़ा सा melodrama हो गया है यहाँ पर. ठीक है, some movies. Now Dev is a character which was played by Sunil Shetty, and a song was very famous. तुम दिल की धड़कन में रहते हो, the title song of this movie. Okay, हम लोग उस पे भी आएंगे. उसके लिए आपको end तक रुकना है to attend this session. Okay, I told you that I don't like boring sessions. तो इसके लिए मैं divert हुआ. But Dev, DAVE is the English Dev, DEV is the Hindi Dev. तो D का मतलब क्या है? डेटा. पहला वर्ड इज डेटा. ई हिंदी की बात करें इज एक्सप्लोरेशन. यू एक्सप्लोर द डेटा. पहले आप डेटा को एनालाइज करेंगे क्या डेटा है, and then once you frame that image of the data, once you understand the data, what are the columns, what are the rows, what is the data that is there in our hand, then you can actually visualize what you want to present to the audience. Okay, so देव वाला जो देव है, मुझे लगता है कि आप सबको याद रहेगा कि ये वाले देव को हमको इंग्लिश में कन्वर्ट करना है, and we have to make it DAVE देव. That is data analyze, visualize and exploration. Okay, चलिए coming back to Power BI once again. So I'm sharing my screen again, and now we are going back to our Power BI screen. Okay, so I hope the screen is visible. Can I have some confirmation if you can see my screen? I hope the screen is visible. Yes or no? Yes. Thank you. So now to have the similarity over here, what I'll do is I'll use a sample data. But before I use a sample data, I'll show you that there you can see the 4 data sources through which you can connect to a data source. That is import from Excel, import data from SQL, paste data into a blank table, and use sample data. What is a SQL? Anyone who can tell me the full form of SQL? Excel, everyone knows. What is SQL?
That's
SQL.
structured query language.
It is
When-
structured query language, right? Yes, you want to add something more, Prabhavati?
Uh, where we can ask questions.
You can ask questions. You have a
Mm,
database and you can ask question. You can extract in for any information. But to
yeah.
do that, you should know the SQL language. One should know the how to give command to the SQL
Yes.
language.
Yes. Yes.
Right. In Excel also we do the same thing, but to use Excel also you should know like what the formulas and functions and all these things. Okay, so you can connect to a data from Excel, SQL, or a blank table. You can type in the data or you can use a sample data, but that is not the only thing that you can do in Power BI. Let me tell you. Okay, before I show you, I'll ask you a question. Okay, what do you think? आपको क्या लगता है कितने डेटा सोर्सेस से हम डेटा कनेक्ट कर सकते हैं पावर बीआई के अंदर? I want a number. You have to give me a number in the chat box. Okay, yeah, no problem. You can download the Power BI. Once it is done, you can work with me. Okay, so I want a number. जब तक कि डाउनलोड हो रहा है, चलिए बताइए आपको क्या लगता है कितने डेटा सोर्सेस के साथ हम पावर बीआई को कनेक्ट कर सकते हैं? गौरव हैज गिवन मी 4. Okay, anyone else who would like to give it a try? Unlimited. Okay, more than 100. Harshil says more than 200. Okay, चलिए, there are 40 people, 40 live participants we are having on a Sunday morning. It's a lovely thing to see that 40 enthusiastic learners are there and they are attending this session. I'm thankful to all of you to take out that time and come for learning. Okay, so if you are taking out your time, be interactive also. Okay, participate in the chat box. I would like to see the chat flooded with the numbers. Okay, you have to just give any number. ठीक है, यहाँ पे आपको मार्क्स नहीं मिल रहे हैं सही या गलत होने के, आपको बस पार्टिसिपेट करना है. तो गिव मी अ नंबर, कितना आपको लगता है कि डेटा सोर्सेज के साथ हम कनेक्ट कर सकते हैं? I need just 2-3 more responses and then I'll show you. Then I'll tell you what is the number actually. What is the exact number? 130, Manohar. We counted Manohar. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 are the different, what you can say, heads again, which you can connect to data. So if you go to file section, then you can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 different kind of files you can connect to. The most popular is Excel, then is the CSV, then XML, then JSON. Then you have folder, then you have PDF, then you have Parquet, and then you have SharePoint folder. Okay. Then you can use different databases like SQL or Oracle or any other, okay, MongoDB like that. Then Microsoft Fabric is there. Power platforms are there. Azure is there. Okay. See, I understand that most of us who are joining this would be a chartered accountant. Okay. If you are a CA and joining this session, you can write down CA in the chat box, because my community is mostly, since I'm a chartered accountant, we mostly CAs join my sessions. But if you are not a CA, then you can put your qualification over here. Okay. But why I'm asking this question, because all these things are new to us. Okay. But since I had interest in technology, I learned all these things on my own and I developed. So if I can do, you can also do it. Okay. So we have different softwares and different applications through which you can import your data. Through SAP also you can import your data. Now many people ask me, since we are chartered accountant, can we import the data from Tally? So if you search for Tally, don't get that option, but there is something called as ODBC. 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 What is ODBC? Anyone who knows ODBC? Anyone know who knows what is ODBC? Come on, ODBC. Anyone who knows what is ODBC? The full form of ODBC. Let me see the chat box if I get any answer. Okay, some are saying CA, CA. I'm not a CA, sir. CA, CA, CA. MBA, very good. Myself, CA. CS, BBA, CA. Okay, you just joined. So those who have just joined, I am sharing the I'm sharing the link again in the chat. I've shared MED and MS education. Okay, good. So a lot of people have joined from different fraternity, apart from being from CA fraternity. Okay, that is good. Open database connectivity. Okay, I got the answer from Adisha. Very good, Adisha. And there is one more who had given that answer. Uh, Prakash and open. Okay, Abdullah also. Maybe open database something. Okay, so you are partly right, Manohar. Okay, this is the link I've shared. So it is open database connectivity. So Tally, if you want to import the data from Tally, you can use the ODBC thing. Okay, maybe we'll cover that in some other session. Okay, I'll invite you for one more session and we'll do that. But right now, let us understand how to use Power BI. So there are 130 plus sources, different sources, and the list is dynamic. It keeps on adding. It keeps on adding. Microsoft keeps on updating itself, and every time you see a new connector getting installed. Okay, and there are many other also. Okay, there is a developer team, and I am also a part of the Microsoft developers. Okay, so far I've not contributed anything, but I'm learning. Okay, so I'm a part of the developer community of the Microsoft. uh, so we keep on doing new things. Okay, and you will see ODBC, OData, and all these things. So it is open database source, so you can connect from any data. Now let us take a sample and start using it. Okay, are you all ready to dive in into Power BI now? Those who are installing their softwares, is it now installed? Are you ready? Those who are ready with the software, those who have logged into their mobile, this laptop, can write down ready in the chat box. Okay, ready, ready. Yes, I want to see the word ready in the chat box. See, first it is imagined in the mind, then it is put into practice. So first you have to give you the instruction in your mind that I'm ready to learn, I'm ready to dive in. Okay, so yes, please type in ready, get set and go. Chaliye, let us start. See, those who have registered and could not join this session, those who have registered and there and could not download it, those who are watching from mobile, I can understand that maybe you're not having access to laptop or you're somewhere, but you have still joined. you can watch the recording, okay, through the same link which you have registered. You can log into our Excel 5 platform and you will be able to watch the recording afterwards. Just concentrate what is happening and don't take any kind of tension. Okay, just be relaxed and see what is happening. Okay, so let us start doing something with the Power BI, and I'm going to use a sample data so that I don't have the hassle to share the data and then ask you to download and all these things. Okay, so we'll use a sample data. So Power BI has an inbuilt data source to help you understand how to use this application. So experiment on our own. Okay, before I start, I would like to have a confirmation from everyone. Are you all comfortable with English, or you want me to use little bit Hindi also? Okay, so we can have a mix kind of a session in a mixed language. So if you want mix, you can put mix. If you want English, okay, so English mix, okay, chalega. Okay, so when I deliver a session and there are people from South, they always say only English, okay, because when I utter a word in Hindi, they're like, oh no, they feel offended. Why you are using Hindi? We want only English, okay. But as a this thing, Indian as a mother language is in Hindi, okay. So some things we understand better in Hindi. Yeah, so English is the right mode of communication, okay, not a problem. Okay, Prakash can understand both. Okay, so thank you Prakash for this. चलिए, so let us start. शुरू करते हैं पावर बीआई लेके माइक्रोसॉफ्ट का नाम, ठीक है, और राम श्री राम का नाम. तो क्या करना है सबसे पहले? What you have to do is you have to load the sample data. So how did I do that? You click on the use sample data. You will take a tutorial online. You don't have to do it because I'm doing it for you. And you will click on load sample data. सबसे पहले हम sample data load करेंगे. We'll load the data, okay, and you will see a pop-up coming up. Okay, there is some process going on, and the next screen that you see is a navigator. Okay, navigation का क्या मतलब होता है? Navigator, and where do we get a navigation? हम लोग मोबाइल फोन में यूज करते हैं. What is that navigator called? In what is that application called which you use daily on for navigation? जल्दी से चैट बॉक्स में लिखेंगे सब लोग. Navigation, maps, yes, Google Maps. You're using Google Maps. You don't have to sign in, Prakash. You can just open Power BI application and load the sample data the way I'm doing. There is no need to sign up. Okay, there is no need to sign in. Yes. So navigation is a direction. Okay, whenever you want to reach somewhere, you will get a navigator. So here also we get a navigator. When we import any data from Excel or SQL or any other thing, you will get a navigator. Navigator will actually tell you what your data has. Now let me just zoom in a little bit, and let me use some annotations, okay, over here. So just a minute. So here you see these two things. One is a financial and then sheet one. So this, the blue kind of icon is called as a table, and this is called as a sheet. There is a sheet. There is a difference between a table and a sheet. Excel sheet can have multiple tables. Okay, a table has a specific data, and sheet can have multiple tables. So when you click on this, when you put a checkbox over here, okay, you will be able to see the data popping up. यहाँ पे आपको preview दिखेगा data का. And we have segment, we have country, we have product, we have discount band, sorry. Units sold, manufacturing price, sale price, sales, gross sales, discount sales, COGS, profit, date, month number, and month name and year. Okay, so there are multiple columns over here. Okay, can anyone tell me what kind of data it is? Can you put in the chat box कि किस तरीके का data है ये? आप कॉलम्स को पढ़ के उनकी हेडिंग्स को पढ़ के समझ गए होंगे कि क्या डेटा है. व्हाट इज द डेटा इज ऑल अबाउट? व्हाट डेटा इट इज ऑल अबाउट? आंसर इन द चैट बॉक्स. MIS. Okay, can you be more specific, Ishita? Sales balance sheet. Okay, it is a sales data, absolutely, because we have a segment, country, product, then we have sales price, gross sales, discount, sales, COGS. There is no balance sheet item over here, but it is a sales data. Okay, now if you uncheck this and you check on this sheet one, you will get a similar data. So there is no difference. Okay, so that is the only thing that is there. So what to select, table or sheet? If your sheet has only one table, then select that sheet. If you have multiple tables, then select that table that you want to import. If you want to import multiple tables, you can put a multiple ticks. Okay, so let us select the sheet, and now there are two options, load and transform. What should I do? Should I load it or should I transform it? What is the meaning of transformation? What is the meaning of transformation, people? What is the meaning of transformation? Change, exactly, change. See, all those who are in this session are undergoing a process of transformation because you're transforming your knowledge from not knowing Power BI to knowing Power BI, or from knowing Power BI to knowing it in a better way. So we are changing. I'm also changing. I'm also updating myself like you all, right? So we are transforming. So load means that you directly load the data into Power BI. Transform means that you do some changes in the data. Okay, so I always suggest that go through the transform route. हमेशा transform data पे click करना है. क्यों? उसकी बात हम करेंगे. ठीक है? But right now you click on transform data. Once you click on the transform data, you will actually reach to the Power BI query editor, Power Query Editor. Now, how many of you have seen it before, the Power Query Editor? If it is your first time, you can write down FT in the chat box. Okay. And if you have seen it before, then you can write down BT, before time. FT or BT, you can put it. If it is your first time, very good. FT. Okay, lovely. Lovely. So when I see people for the first time, अच्छा आप लोग कितने लोग मेरे सेशन में पहली बार आ रहे हैं? How many of you are coming for my session for the first time? Again, write down FT. I know there are many people who are there. Okay, Vidyadhar wants to be on stage. I'm accepting your request. Anyone who wants to come on live, they can share our request. I'll accept it. Okay. FT. So there are many new audience. How it is going, guys? I'm taking a short break. It is going fine. It is going good. It is going awesome. You can share your feedback. Yeah, Prabhavati has joined many times. Very nice. Good. Thank you. Cool. Very good. Yeah, we require something cool in the hot weather. It's very abruptly hot nowadays. I'm not from accounting background, sir. Not a problem. If you are from any background, data, हम लोग रोज every day we are dealing with data. So if you are from accounting background or not a accounting background, I'm not from science background, but I'm teaching BTech students. So anything can happen anywhere. Okay. Orientation and MCS faculty, Prakash. Okay, great. चलिए. So पहली दफा जितने भी लोग हैं ना, तो उनके लिए है कि पहले भी मैं तुमसे मिला हूँ, पहली दफा ही मिल के लगा. ठीक है, क्या लगा? आपने बता दिया क्या लगा. ठीक है. नाउ कमिंग बैक टू पावर बीआई. तूने छुआ कंसेप्ट को ऐसे कि खिल गया हमारा मन. ठीक है, चलो अभी हम कंसेप्ट्स को सीखने वाले हैं. वी आर गोइंग टू लोड दैट. वी हैव ऑलरेडी लोडेड दैट डेटा. ट्रांसफॉर्म कर दिया हमने. और कहाँ पहुंच गए थे हम ट्रांसफॉर्म करके? हम पहुंच गए थे पावर क्वेरी में. सो लेट अस कम टू पावर क्वेरी. पहली दफा हम लोग सब देख रहे हैं इसको. ठीक है. ठीक है. नाउ लुक एट इट. Don't get distracted. I do all these things in my sessions just to keep you what you can say glued to me. ठीक है, चिपके रहे आप लोग, लगे रहे. इसके लिए मैं कुछ कुछ ऐसी हरकतें बीच में करता रहता हूँ. ठीक है, because see learning should be fun. It should be fun learning. Okay, you don't feel that pressure कि अरे ये क्या सिखा रहे हैं, ये क्या टेक्नोलॉजी है, ये सब. Like if you feel that is something beautiful, it's something fun that is happening, then you don't feel that pressure. Okay, you don't have that. So I believe in teaching with fun. Okay, chaliye, let us start. So Power Query Editor, it is one of the most wonderful thing with Microsoft has given. Okay, so it is a bridge between your data and your visualization. Data और visual क्रिएट करने के बीच में एक सेतु है, इट इज अ राम सेतु यू कैन से, ओके, जो आपको लंका तक लेके जाएगा, ठीक है, सीता माता सीता तक पहुंचा देगा, वो आपका पावर क्वेरी है, ठीक है। अगर डेटा में कुछ कुछ चेंजेस करना है, यू वांट टू मॉडिफाई एनीथिंग, यू वांट टू ऐड एनीथिंग, यू वांट टू पुट सम मोर कॉलम्स, यू कैन डू ऑल दीज थिंग्स इन पावर क्वेरी एडिटर, ठीक है। अब कैसे करना है, let us see the data before we dwell into this. So we are seeing a data, it is segment में कौन कौन से segment है, so we have channel partners, enterprise, government, mid market and small business. Then you have country में कौन कौन सी country, Canada, Germany, France, Mexico, USA. Then you have product, so how many products we are there, we have Amarilla, Carita, Montana, Paseo, Velo, VTT. Okay, and discount band we have high, low, medium, none. Okay, so these 1 and 2, 3, 4, 4 columns are qualitative columns. Okay, what are these columns? Qualitative. Okay, we can say that these are dealing with the quality of the data. Okay, they are giving some what you can say meaning to the data, and the rest of the columns, which are the units sold, the manufacturing price, the sales price, the gross sales, okay, the profit, the COGS, not the date, month number, year, okay, they are all numeric data. Can we say they are all numeric or quantitative data? So we can divide the data into two categories. One is qualitative, one is quantitative. Okay, are you all with me? Qualitative and quantitative? Yes. Okay, so we have two kind of data. One is qualitative, one is quantitative. But what we'll do is units sold. Now, suppose you are doing some manufacturing of units, it has to be in whole number. Okay, it cannot be in part or in decimals. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to convert the decimal into whole number. We want to do the rounding off basically. So in Excel you have the round off button, you click on that and you get the number in whole. Okay, यहाँ कैसे करेंगे, how do we do it here, यहाँ कैसे करेंगे, हमको ये जो decimal है इसको whole number में convert करना है. Okay, now how many of you have used Power BI before? ठीक है, कितने लोगों ने Power BI पहले किया है? Right click and select whole number. Okay, so you right click on this and you have number filters, you have replace value. ठीक है, यहाँ पर there is an option, see in the unit sold you have this option of 1.2. When you, it is clickable, this is clickable. When you click on this, okay, I'm zooming in and there are many people who are coming for the पहली दफा first time. ठीक है, तो आप देख लीजिए, ध्यान से देखिए इसको. ठीक है, this is the drop down which will tell you these are called as data type. These are called as data types. So there are different types of data. One is a decimal number, then 1.2, then dollar mixed fixed decimal number, then 123 is a whole number, percentage, date and time, date time, time zone, duration, TBC is text. Then you have boolean, a true and a false, tick and a cross, and binary. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll simply click on this whole number, and you see that we don't have any decimals now. We don't have any decimals. Okay, and see our query. Query means what? Query means to question, okay, so to ask anything or to change anything. We are doing a query, but we are just clicking. But backend, on the backend there is a formula which is working. Okay, there is something which is happening at the backend. We want to understand what is happening at the backend, behind the scenes. Okay, many day nowadays there is blogs and all, so behind the scenes होता है, people are interested, हाँ यार कैसे बनाइए, कैसे हुआ, ठीक है. तो those who are interested कि कैसे हुआ वो ये देख लीजिए, ऐसे हुआ ये, ठीक है. So table dot transform column types, filtered rows, unit sold, integer 64 point type. Okay, so 64-bit integer, if you understand that 64-bit or 1032 bits and all these things. Okay, and then you have byte and then you have megabyte, gigabyte and all these things. तो यहाँ पर एक formula है. Now do you need to know how to write this formula? The answer is no. But if you know, when you know this, you will be better at understanding what is power query. ठीक है, तो जरूरत नहीं है, लेकिन सीखेंगे तो अच्छा होगा. ठीक है, लेकिन आपको समझ में आना चाहिए. You should understand what is happening by looking at this type, right? So what we can say is that units sold we have converted into a whole number. This is the formula which has happened. And in the power query setting, you have this thing system where it will tell you where you have imported this data from. Now we imported that data from Power BI application, but हमें पता नहीं था कि ये फाइनेंशियल सैंपल जो ये एक्सेल फाइल है ये कहाँ है, तो ये सी ड्राइव में छुपा हुआ है कहीं, ठीक है. सो व्हाट आई एम डूइंग इज, हाउ आई वेंट हियर, मैं यहाँ कैसे आ गया, मैंने आई जस्ट क्लिक ऑन दिस सोर्स and it took me to the address of this file. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm pressing Windows R on my desktop. Windows R मैंने press किया, it will open a run command. I'll just paste this address and I'll click on OK. अभी आपको क्या दिख रहा है? What is opening guys? What is opening? जल्दी से जवाब देंगे इसका. What is opening? What is opened? Which application is opened now? Quick. I want to see that you are with me. So answer in the chat box. What has opened now? Which application can you see now? Come on. Excel. Okay. It is something which we have used. तो अब हमारा वाला एप्लीकेशन आ गया, ठीक है. समथिंग विच वी नो ऑलरेडी, ठीक है. चलिए, ये वही डेटा है. हाँ जी, ध्यान से देखिए इसको, ये वही डेटा है तो अभी आप पावर बीआई में देख रहे थे, वो एक्सेल में आ गया है, ठीक है. तो एक्सेल और पावर बीआई आर इंटरकनेक्टेड, दे आर इंटरकनेक्टेड. और हम पावर क्वेरी में थे, ठीक है. पावर क्वेरी से हम एक्सेल में घुस गए और हमने शुरुआत कहां से करी थी? पावर बीआई से. ये तीनों किसकी संतान है? ये माइक्रोसॉफ्ट की babies and they're all babies of Microsoft, right? So the Excel is a bigger baby, then came this Power Query, and then came the Power BI. So it is the youngest child of the Microsoft, okay? So you have this data and you see that I had changed the decimals to whole number here, but here do you see that whole number getting changed? The number getting changed to whole number. यहाँ आपको दिख रहा है यूनिट सोल्ड में अभी भी डेसिमल दिख रहा है. I just highlight some of the numbers so that you can focus here. आपको अभी भी डेसिमल पॉइंट दिख रहे होंगे एक्सेल में, ठीक है. Now what is the learning from this? What is the take away from this? इससे क्या समझ में आया आपको? ये ओरिजिनल डेटा था, इसको हमने लोड किया पावर बीआई में, फिर हम पावर क्वेरी में चले गए ट्रांसफॉर्म करने के लिए और हमने ट्रांसफॉर्म किया, लेकिन ट्रांसफॉर्म होने के बाद भी डेटा तो ट्रांसफॉर्म नहीं हुआ. तो फिर क्या किया? फिर क्या हुआ? Yes, anyone who would like to answer this? Come on. What has happened? What has happened? I want someone to participate with me. Adisha, would you be on stage with me? I want some active participation. Vidyadhar, you are there, but you're not saying anything. Okay. Come on. I will. Harshal. Okay, so I'm inviting Harshal. Okay, those who want to be on board with me, those who will actually contribute, okay, they can come up. Okay, so I'm inviting Harshal, you on the dais with me. Okay, so just give me a moment, guys. Harshal. Invite on stage. Okay, you are there, Harshal. Okay, so what we were talking about is I have changed the data in the Power Query, but it does not seem to have changed in the Excel sheet. Why it is so? This is my question. और अगर नहीं हुआ तो फिर क्या हुआ? क्यों हुआ ये? ऐसा क्यों हुआ? Why it is so?
Hello.
Yes, Harshal, you are audible.
Yeah. वो सर उसने सिर्फ डेटा को है वो ट्रांसफॉर्म किया और अभी हमने क्लोज और लोड नहीं दिया है, तो हम जब क्लोज और लोड देंगे तब वो डेटा लोड होगा.
हाँ, लेकिन मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है, यू आर राइट, व्हाट यू आर सेइंग इज राइट, बट माय क्वेश्चन इज कि जब हमने यहाँ पर डेटा को ट्रांसफॉर्म किया, हमने होल नंबर कर दिया, यहाँ दिख रहा है वो, लेकिन जो सोर्स डेटा है, सोर्स डेटा जो एक्सेल में है, वो उसमें चेंज नहीं हुआ, तो वो क्यों नहीं हुआ?
नहीं सर, क्योंकि पावर क्वेरी है वो सोर्स के ऊपर स्टेप अप्लाई करके जो बैकएंड में वर्क करता है, तो आपका सोर्स कभी चेंज नहीं होगा.
हाँ, एग्जैक्टली, दिस इज द मैसेज दैट आई वांट टू गिव टू ऑल. जब भी आप पावर बीआई या पावर क्वेरी में काम कर रहे हैं, तो वो आपके डेटा को ट्रांसफॉर्म करके, जब तक आप उस डेटा को लोड नहीं कर देते हो, देयर इज अ बटन ऑफ लोड एंड अप्लाई, क्लोज एंड अप्लाई ओवर हियर, इट विल नॉट लोड द डेटा इनटू पावर बीआई एंड इट विल नॉट इंपैक्ट योर सोर्स डेटा। तो सोर्स डेटा एज इट इज इंटैक्ट रहता है, ठीक है। अगर आप चाहते हैं कि एक्सेल शीट में चेंजेस हो, तो फिर क्या करना होगा, यू हैव टू कम टू द एक्सेल शीट, गो टू डेटा टैब, in the data tab you have this get data, or you can select from table or range, okay, and you can select this data and you can do and you can reload this. So again I've opened one more power query editor, okay, तो ये देखिए ये सेम वैसा power query editor open हो गया है, and I'll just convert this over here. I'm just showing you थोड़ा सा बेसिक हम बात कर रहे हैं, it is important to understand this, ठीक है। यहां मैंने चेंज करा, नाउ आई विल क्लोज एंड लोड, now you will see that the data is getting loaded into a new sheet, okay, a new sheet. I'll just change the view, and इधर अभी देखिए ये यूनिट सोल्ड जो है, it is not having any decimal points. Am I clear? Is it clear everyone? Okay, we have changed the source data now. ये वही वाला डेटा है जो पहले था, this is the only the same file financial sample, okay, but the data has changed because I loaded it. So until and unless you load the data into Excel, it will not change, ठीक है। this is the point I wanted to make here, okay, और इसकी जरूरत नहीं, हम इसको बंद कर देते हैं, the power query editor which we are working on for the Excel, that is not required, okay. Now so what we have done is we have changed this. Now I have manufacturing price, I have selling price, I have gross sales. Gross sales also I want to convert into whole number, so I'm doing that. Discount also, no discount not, but sales I want to do it whole number. Gross sales also whole number. You can select all these columns and do it together also, but I'm doing it, okay, sorry, not percentage but whole number. Yeah. Now, one more thing I'll tell you over here is, okay, one more thing. We don't have any column for gross profit. Do you see any column for gross profit percentage, GP ratio? Do you see that we have gross sales, we have discount, we have sales, we have COGS, we have profit. But do we have any column for GP ratio? Yes or no in the chat box, please. Do you see any column for GP ratio? बताइए, है कि नहीं? Is it there for GP ratio? There is no GP ratio. No. Discount in percentage. No, discount is a number actually. So we don't want to keep it as a percentage. Okay. So we don't have any GP ratio. Now we'll create this column. We'll add a new column. So I'm teaching you Power Query also. Then after this, we'll go load this data and then the visual thing will come. Okay. So and all like I'm following a timeline. First 30 minutes was for theory. Next 30 minutes was for Power Query. Next 30 minutes will be for visualization, and last 15 minutes or 30 minutes will be for Q&As. Okay, this is what the structure is. 10:30 almost we'll wind it up, and then we'll take up any Q&As if you have. Okay, so just 30 minutes you have to be with me full heartedly over here. So what we'll do is we will add a column. ठीक है, अब हम एक column add करने वाले हैं, क्या बनाने वाले हैं, हम GP ratio निकालने वाले हैं. So how do you add a column? There is an option of add column. I'm working in Power Query Editor, okay, and I'll say that give me a column, and I will say custom column. I'll use a custom column option, okay. And what is the name of the column that you want to give? GP ratio. GP ratio, okay. How many of you are comfortable with Excel? Like you know Excel well, okay. Me, you can type in me if you are good at Excel, okay. If you are very good, if you are a champ, you can write champ or very good, okay. But if you know basic Excel, you can write on me, okay. Champ, I think. Okay, good. Harshil, you are a champ. Vidyadhar, me. Everyone is saying me. Okay. Now let me test your Excel skills. ठीक है. चलो मैं आपकी Excel skills को टेस्ट कर लेता हूँ यहाँ पर. चलिए बताइए. We have to calculate the GP ratio. What formula will you put? ठीक है. You have to put the formula in the chat box. We have a column for profit. We have a column for sales. ठीक है. GP का technically equation तो सबको पता है. Now tell me what you will write to create a formula in Excel. If you have to create that column, of GP ratio. चलिए, time for action. Profit divided by sales into 100. Now champ should not answer. No. I want other people to answer. Profit divided by sales. Correct. Puranji, thank you. What about others? Please participate, guys. You're learning. This session is for you, not for me. I already know all these things. This is for you. Yeah, Ishita. Very good. Profit by sales percentage. Sales percent. No, we don't have to use the word percent over here. Profit divided by sales, and then we'll convert into percentage. That we'll do separately. Yes, profit by sales. Correct. Profit by sales. Very good. चलिए, let's do that. So हम यहाँ पे क्या लिखेंगे? Profit. Now, as you start typing in Power Query, as you start typing in Power Query, आपको already जो column का नाम होगा वो दिखाई देगा bracket में. Okay, when you start typing, I'm doing it again. PRO मैंने लिखा, और PRO से जितने भी चीजें हैं, these cubes that you see, they are formulas actually, they are functions. Okay, ये सब formula का part है, इसको अभी ignore करते हैं. ठीक है, और अभी आप कहाँ आएंगे? आप आएंगे profit पे. There is a product column, there is a profit column. Okay, so we'll come to this product profit, and then we'll put a operator of divide. Okay, and then what we want to divide it to? The gross sales, or the sales, maybe the sales. Okay, so we'll put the sales. Profit divided by sales. Alternatively, what you can do is, you see, you will see all the available columns. Alternatively, you can select the profit from here, double click, divide, select the sales from here. You already get the same thing. Profit divided by sales. Okay, now I'm not doing multiply by 100 for a purpose. Okay, I'm not doing multiply by 100 for a purpose. So let us see. Now let us click on OK. No syntax error have been detected. That means it is fine. अगर आप कुछ गड़बड़ करते हो, जैसे आपने ब्रैकेट करना, क्लोज करना भूल गए, it will show you an error. Token this square bracket expected. So put this, it will show you a tick. That means there is no error. You can click on OK and you're good to go. So we have got a GP ratio. Okay, let us check is it giving the right answer or not. 16,185 and 32,370. So it is just half of it. 32 का आधा 16 होता है. 13,370 is 185. So we are getting the right answer as 0.5 in the first case. Second case also 0.5. So we are getting this. But this we want in a percentage. हमें क्या चाहिए? Percentage चाहिए. So what we'll do is, how this is different from DAX, from M language. Okay, Puneet, I'm going to answer this question. Just hold on. Okay, I'll take up this question. So this, what we are doing is, what you are reading, what you are understanding right now is called as a M language. Okay, this is a M language. Okay, so this table dot add column change type GP ratio each. That means in each row of the GP ratio, what you do is you apply this arithmetical calculation, that is profit divided by sales for each row, and put that into a new column called as GP ratio. Okay, so whatever steps you do in Power Query all get recorded. Okay, and now we'll convert this into a percentage. So this is a GP ratio to percentage. That is why I did not multiply by 100. Now where are those steps? You click on the view and you click on this query settings. You will see all these steps over here. So whatever we did since the beginning when we are here, they are all appearing over here. So we have got the GP ratio. Okay. Now this is called as M language. Whatever you do in Power Query before importing the data into Power BI is M language. Okay, this is called as a M language. Okay, M is mess up. M, not MESH, but MASH, mash. You are mixing and mashing up things. Okay, you're not messing up with things. Okay, so get me right. It is not a mash up language. It is a mash up language, not mess up language. Okay, but you get to mess up with if you don't know these language. Okay, so we have done this. Now what we need to do is we will import this data. Okay, I have just added one column over here, GP ratio, and I converted it into a whole number. And now I'll show you a little bit of DEX also. थोड़ा सा DEX का तड़का भी लगाएंगे इस session में. But let us load this data. So I'll click on close and apply. Once you do that, it will close your Power Query window and it will take you to Power BI. So data is getting loaded and you will see 700 data rows are loaded. Okay. Now where is the data? Where is the data? डेटा किधर है? लोड तो हो गया लेकिन है किधर? Where is the data guys? It is there in the data pane. ये रहा आपका डेटा. ठीक है, all the columns you see here. Do you see all these columns? Do you see all the columns? Yes or no? Do you see all the columns here?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So all these columns are here. This is the data which you have loaded. Now here there are 4 views. One is the report view. So whatever reports you build from the data will appear over here. This is a table view. It will show you the data exactly whatever you have loaded. ये जो Excel वाला data था वो यहाँ दिख रहा है. यहाँ आपको GP ratio वापस से decimal में दिख रहा है. इसको हम फिर से परसेंटेज में कन्वर्ट कर सकते हैं. We are in Power BI now. ठीक है. अब हम जो भी करेंगे डेटा के साथ वो सब Power BI में होगा. We are not going back to Power Query Editor. But if you feel कि आपको कुछ चेंज करना था जो रह गया, ठीक है, जो चेंज करना था और रह गया, अगेन यू कैन गो बैक टू पावर क्वेरी. पावर बीआई में आने के बाद फिर से आप पावर बीआई में पावर क्वेरी में जा सकते हैं. ठीक है, तो कैसे जाएंगे? सो यू विल सी दैट देयर इज अ कंट्री, वी हैव जर्मनी, कनाडा, फ्रांस, मैक्सिको, लेकिन ये जो यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स ऑफ अमेरिका है बहुत ज्यादा जगह ले रहा है. सो व्हाट आई वांट टू डू इज आई वांट टू कन्वर्ट दिस यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स ऑफ अमेरिका इनटू यूएसए. ठीक है, तो अभी क्या करेंगे? विल गो बैक टू पावर क्वेरी. यू वांट टू गो बैक टू पावर क्वेरी टू डू दिस चेंज. सो व्हाट आई विल डू इज आई विल हैव टू गो बैक. तो अभी आपको दिखेगा यहाँ पर दिस sign which allows you to use Power Query data to connect, prepare and transform data. So we'll click on this and it will again take us back to Power Query editor. ठीक है, और अभी हमें क्या करना है? We have to convert this United States of America into USA. How do I do that? Transform. I'll click on transform और मैं यहाँ क्या करूंगा? मैं करूंगा आपका change values. Okay, I want to replace some values. So here we'll get an option of replace values. So there is an option of replace values. Okay, I will just write down United States of America and I'll type USA. Are you getting it, guys? We are simply converting United States of America into USA and I'll click on OK. And the task is done. It's done. You don't see United States of America, now you see USA. Once it is done, we can load this data. Once you load, here also you see USA. You see USA. Understand? Understood? Okay. Now, let us dive into the thing that you are all waiting for. कि ये तो सर वैसा ही है, अभी हमें विजुअल के दर्शन कराइए. चलिए करते हैं. ठीक है. Now let us see some good visuals. Okay. So you see we have a country over here. We have different countries. ठीक है. So I'll start with creating a map. ठीक है. अभी देखो जर्मनी है, कनाडा, यूएसए, फ्रांस है. चलिए घूम के आते हैं, थोड़ा वर्ल्ड टूर पे जाते हैं. ठीक है, इस डेटा के साथ में. सो विल क्लिक ऑन कंट्री. ओके, एंड व्हेन यू क्लिक ऑन कंट्री you will see the column tools. When I click on country, you will see the column tools. When I'm on the report filter, you don't see these things over here. When you go to any data column, जब आप किसी डेटा के कॉलम पे क्लिक करते हैं हेडिंग पे, तो आपको एक टेबल टूल्स और एक कॉलम टूल दिखाई देता है. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पर कॉलम का नाम है कंट्री और टाइप में है टेक्स्ट. व्हाट यू विल डू इज इट इज टेक्स्ट ओनली. हियर व्हाट यू विल डू इज आप उसका डेटा टाइप चेंज करेंगे. ठीक है, एंड लेट मी मेक इट दिस थिंग डेटा कैटेगरी. सो यू विल कम टू दिस डेटा कैटेगरी. आपको यहाँ पे एक डेटा कैटेगरी दिखाई देगा. लेट मी जस्ट this is now proper. Okay, now this is proper. So you see the column name, you see the data type. It is a text only. It is format is also text. Summarization is don't summarize. Not data category. This is what we want your attention. So यहाँ पे लिखा है uncategorized. उसको हम कर देंगे क्या? We will convert into a country. So when you convert into a country, you will see a globe over here. Can you see a globe over here, everyone? You will see a globe over here. Okay. Now what I'm doing is I'm simply clicking on this tick button over here. I've simply put a tick, and what do you see on the screen? Come on, my friends, tell me, what do you see on the screen? क्या दिख रहा है आपको स्क्रीन पे? What do you see on the screen? Let me come to the chat to see. Can I get the sample sheet you're using? Yes, definitely. I'll share the sample sheet, okay, with you. World map. You see a world map. You see a world map. Yes, you see a map. And do you see these dots? I'm just zooming in the world map. And do you see these small dots? The blue dots. If you focus, you will be able to see these dots. So it is Germany, it is France, it is Mexico, USA, and Canada. So what is this showing us? This showing the presence of our uh, customers across the world. Okay, whatever sales you are doing, it is showing, depicting it in the form of a map. So this is how Power BI works. This is how powerful is Power BI. Okay, and not only this, you can change the format of the map also. You can go to map setting and you can make it dark. So you will see this kind of thing, a black background and these dots. Okay, you can increase the size of the bubbles. Okay, these are called as bubbles. You can increase the, you can put the category label on. So you now you will see the name also. And let me increase the size of this bubble. Now you'll see bigger colors, and I want to put different colors for each country. So let me put a different color. So I'll select field value and I'll select sales. That's the country. Let's use gradient and use sales. So you will see different color dots now. Okay, slighter different shades for different countries and with their names. Okay, so this is how your map is changed. Okay, you can do different changes to this. Okay, today is an introductory session, so I don't want to dive into detail, but this you have to make a clean map. Okay, so a clear map. So this is visible. Okay, Canada, USA, Mexico, Germany, and France. Now you want to see the numbers of sales also. You want to see how much sales they are doing. Okay, so what you can do is you can go to data label and we will add the bubble size you want to be based on the let's say sales. Now you see a bigger circle over here, a smaller circle over here, or maybe we can use a GP ratio. It is all looking similar. Yeah. Okay. So maybe they have a similar kind of a sales. Okay. That is why these numbers are looking similar. But you can put these kind of things to reflect your data. Okay. Now this is one visual. Okay. This is one visual. So we will create multiple visuals. So this is our map. Okay. We'll just place it here in the half of the this thing. Okay. We have put a map over here. So it is showing us the location. Now I want to understand what is my total sales, and for these country what is the total sales. So what I'll do is I will put a card over here. I'll create a card, a multi-row card. Okay, so it's a container. Whenever you want to create a visual, you will put a container first, and then you need to drag in the details over here. Okay, so what all details you want is you will click on this build a visual. Okay, and you have to select the data what you want to put. So we'll select country. So give me the country names. Okay, so we see all the country names and we want to see the sales also. So do you see these countries name and the sales people? And see, they both are interrelated now. These both things are interrelated. When I click on Germany, Mexico, it will take me to the map is changing. So it is dynamic. It is dynamic. Getting it? Yes or no? Okay. Now, so this is the, these are the sales for the each country, and this is the map over here. Okay. Now, sorry. Let me make something more interesting for you. And what we want to compare the sales for different countries. So for comparison, we'll use a column chart, a cluster column chart. something which is very basic and which is very common in Excel. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll put the country in the x-axis. On the x-axis, we'll put the country, and on the y-axis, we'll put a sales. So you see these bars. Okay, you see these bars. So here is a map. Here is a sales by country. Now, along with sales, you want to see the GP also, the profit also. So we can add one more column in the y-axis, that is the profit. So now we have two bars, one for the sales, other one is for the profit. Okay, you want to see the cost also. If you want to see the units sold also, you can add one more bar, but there will be very less units sold as compared to the number of sales. Okay, the sales in amount. So we'll use only these two. Okay, now how does it look? अभी तक आपने जो देखा कैसा लगा आपको? Okay, so I'll just halt here for a time being to check your feelings, your feedback on what you are seeing. Prabhavati says amazing. What about others? Combo chart like Excel, is it possible in Power BI? Yes. Bar graph and map side by side. Yes. Great, sir. What about others? What about others? How are you feeling? Awesome, Raju. Okay, great. So is the 1 hour worth of your time what you have been listening to in an hour? Is it worth the time? आपने जो 1 घंटे में अभी तक हमने दिया, is your Sunday worthwhile? Have you started your Sunday with explained in a simple manner? Thank you, Angla. So this is what actually I wanted to show you, that what is Power BI. And do you think it is difficult or it is very tough or it is simple? आपको क्या लग रहा है, कैसा है ये? Is it simple or it's difficult to learn all this? What do you think? It's simple. Simple with little patience we can do it. Yes, little practice and patience. Yeah, look simple. It is not that simple, but I've tried to make it simple. Yeah, there is no coding required. But when you want to do some specific calculation, it can get complicated. Okay, so it is going good. Great. So are you willing to see some more magic of Power BI? Okay. Are you willing to deep dive into it? Can we be achieved by Power Pivot? This can be achieved by Power Pivot and chart. Yes, this can be achieved by Power Pivot. But I'll show you something which cannot be achieved by Power BI and chart now. Are you ready? Yeah, practice is required. Nothing comes without practice. Yeah. Okay. Chali, I am sharing my screen again. Okay. And see what happens is when we started the session, there were 40 people who were there. Right now, I can see 29 people. So 11 have gone. Okay. And whenever I conduct sessions, there are people who stick to the end and they might be having different commitments and all. So I don't want to comment on anything. But I always say that जाने वाले को कोई नहीं रोक सकता है. You cannot stop the people from going and moving ahead and leaving. But if you are staying here, that means you are committed towards learning. They're also committed, but they might have different priorities in life or different commitments. Okay, but those who are here for the next 30 minutes also, I'll show you something which you will relish. Okay, you will enjoy that. Okay, so ready to again deep dive into Power BI. Okay, so I'll share my screen one more time and I'll show you something which cannot be done in Excel. Okay, because there was a comment from what was it? There was one comment, Puneet, you're saying it can be achieved by Power BI and chart. Yes, Power Pivot and chart. Yes, it can be done by Power Pivot and Pivot also in Excel. But now I'm going to show you what Power BI can do, which Excel cannot. Okay, so let me share my screen again. And let me tell you that Power BI has come from Excel only. Excel has all these things, but Power BI is much more powerful. So I'm a trainer for Excel and Power BI both. I love Excel. Okay, it is my first love. Okay, but Power BI is now becoming a crush. Okay, you can say. I'll share the Excel sheet. Okay, do you want me to share the Excel now? because I'm getting that request. Do you want me to share this Excel now? So just give me 1 minute. I'll share this in the chat. Yes, yes, I'm sharing it. So just hold on for a minute and I'm sharing this. And also I'm sharing the link of my group over here. Okay, I'm sharing the link of my group. Maybe you all have joined from my group only, but if you can, yes. So just give me 1 moment. I'm just downloading that Excel and I'm sharing it. And also I'm sharing my Power BI learners group link with you. Those who want to learn Power BI and those who want to explore more of Power BI, you can be a part of the group and you can learn. Okay, because in one session you can just understand, in 2 hours you can just understand what the thing is, what the software is. But to actually master it and learn, you have to give time. Okay, nothing comes easy in life. You have to work for it. Okay, and you have to give time. And the more time you spend on something, the more powerful you become on that. Okay, so with this I've shared that my group link. You can join my group. I'm sharing the Excel also with you all. So I'm just saving it and I'm sharing it. Also, I put around 250 plus videos on Excel on my uh, YouTube. So if you wish to learn anything more, you can go to my channel and you can watch and learn from there also. So I'm just giving this Power BI and this Excel sheet with you all. So now this chat doesn't allow. Okay, so just a minute. I will have to just upload it on the drive. Just give me 1 more minute and I'm doing it. So I'll be sharing a link with you, and through that link you'll be able to download the Excel file. Okay, and you can use and you can practice and see. There is a rule of 72. How many know about the rule of 72? The law of 72 actually. Do you know about the law of 72? Anyone? Do you know about the law of 72? Have you heard about the law of 72? Have you heard about the law of 72? Yes or no? No, sir. Okay. Raju Vedya says yes. Okay, no. So law of 72 says that if you learn anything new, if you read anything new, if you listen to any new song, okay, something that you do for the first time, okay, if you don't recall it, if you don't revise it, if you don't revisit it in the next 72 hours, if you don't revisit it, revise it, recall it in the next 72 hours, then it is gone. Okay, then it is gone forever. So apply the rule of 72. जो आज आपने सीखा है उसको next 3 days में 72 means 24 24 24. So in the next 3 days you have to practice what you learned today. Otherwise you'll be back to zero. Okay, I don't want anyone to be back to square one. Okay, so I've shared the link of this Google the sheet, Excel sheet. Okay, you can download it from there. Okay, and you can start working on it. Okay, so download this and work on it. Okay, now I'm again coming back to Power BI and I'm showing you what advanced things are there which is not there in Excel. Just allow me a minute. So coming back to Power BI again. The link is asking for permission. Okay, just give me a minute and let me change that setting and make it accessible to all. I'll share the link one more time. Okay, so just give me a minute. Anyone with the link can use it now. So copy. Done. Okay, I've shared the link again. Use this link. I've shared the link again in the chat. Use this link, please. And now I'm sharing my screen again. I hope my Power BI window is visible to all. The screen is visible. Harshil or Prabhavati? Is the screen visible?
Yes, sir, visible.
Okay. So I'm just saving it. See, whatever work you do, you just save it and keep it ready for use. Okay, keep it ready for use. So I've saved it so that whenever you refer to it in the future, you'll be able to see it. Now I'll show you something more interesting. Okay, something which Excel cannot do, and just be there. Now, how many visuals do you see Power BI has? 100 plus connectors that you can connect, and how many visuals? Let us count together. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 6 here, then again 6 here, 6 plus 6 12 plus 3 15 plus 3 18 plus 5 23 plus 5 28 plus 2 30 32 36 1 2 3 4 5 41, and you can import more. So 40 plus visuals you have in Power BI which you can use. Okay, now let me show you something which Excel cannot do and which is one of my favorite visual in Power BI. Okay, this is called as a scatter chart. Okay, this is called as a scatter chart. Okay, this is called as a scatter chart, and what we'll do is we will analyze something over here. Okay, now what I want to understand is I want to understand a correlation between my quantity sold and my sales. The quantity sold and sales, or the quantity and the price. At what price what quantity I'm selling. Okay, I want to see that. So what I'll do is I'll put the on the x-axis I'll put the quantity unit sold. On the y-axis I'll put the sales, the price, or maybe on the x-axis I'll put the price. So we have the selling price. Where is that selling price? Okay, let me have a correlation between units sold and the sales. So we'll put x-axis the units sold, and on the y-axis we'll put the sales, gross sales. Now what do you see is a single dot. Do you see a single dot on the chart? So this dot is representing 11,25,806. So around 1 million units sold and 127 million sales. Okay. Now what I want to do is I want to see the sales by country. So I'll put the country into legend. Now what do you see, guys? Now this is important. Okay, just give me a minute and let me put the profit into size. Yes. Now, do you see these bigger dots? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you see the 5 bubbles on the screen? What are these 5 bubbles representing? What are these 5 bubbles representing? Answer in the chat box. What are these 5 bubbles representing? I put the names also now. Yes. So, what are these 5 bubbles representing? They are representing the countries, isn't it? They are representing the countries. Can you create something like this in Excel? Maybe the answer is yes. Do we have a scatter chart in Excel? Let us go to Excel and see. Do we have a scatter chart in Excel? And these are 5 countries. Now, see, Power BI, business intelligence. We don't have to learn this tool to visualize, just to visualize, but we have to understand we are visualizing for the management. We want the management to take some decisions out of the data. We want some meaningful information from the data. So now I'm talking about the meaning, that essence. Okay. So how do you interpret these bubbles? Mexico is on the left hand side, then you have Germany, then you have USA, then you have France, then you have Canada towards the right hand side. How would you interpret this? Tell me. Anyone who would like to interpret this? Scatter is there. Okay, scatter is there in Excel. Okay, but yeah, I'm going to show what is there, not there in Excel. Okay, scatter is there, but let me open this sample data. And do you see my Excel now? Do you see my Excel on the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So, okay. Before I dwell into Excel, I want to understand how many of you know how to create a pivot table. If you know how to create a pivot table, you will say me. If you say if you don't know, then you say not me. Okay, me and not me. Country wise unit sold at which price? Okay, Puranchand. Me, not me. Prakash says not me. Nikhil says not me. Not me. Okay. Adisha says not me. Arey baap re. There are many people who don't know pivot table. I'm using P table. Okay, correct. So there are not me. So there are first timers. Okay, I'll not say not me. I'll use first timers. Okay. So let me give you a quick view over pivot table also. जिन लोग को आता है उनके लिए रिवीजन हो जाएगा, जिन लोग को नहीं आता है उनके लिए नया कुछ हो जाएगा. ठीक है. I'm lot of offering lot of new things to you today. Okay. चलिए. Now, how do you create a pivot table? This is the data. ये आपको sheet अभी तक आपके पास आ चुकी होगी and I hope you are able to download it. Okay. Maybe you can try it later or you can try it now also with me. You select this entire sheet and click on insert and go to pivot table. What is a pivot table? Pivot table is a table which helps you summarize the data and to get the meaningful information. So we'll create a summary pivot table. When you click on this, तो आपको ये यहाँ पे मिलेगा. I hope my pace is not fast. Okay. If it is fast, let me know. Otherwise, I'll continue with the same pace. Okay. I hope the pace is good. Speed ठीक है. किसी को fast तो नहीं लग रहा है ना. I hope the pace is fine. Because when I work with Excel, I get lost. So I don't know. Like sometimes I'm very fast also because of practice, nothing else. So if it is fine, then I can go ahead. Now you will see this pivot table. So you have all the columns over here. आपको सारे column यहाँ दिखाई देंगे. यहाँ पे चार आपको pillar दिखाई देंगे. This is basically this structure is not the same in your case. It is something like this. आपको ऐसे कुछ दिखता है when you open a pivot table. Okay, but I have changed it. I use a different version. There's a different layout basically. So what I do is I click on this gear button and I select the second one, field section and area section side by side. Field and area section side by side. Okay, now you have all these field name over here. You have all these four different pillars over here. We put this on the left hand side. We fix it towards the left hand side. इसको उठा के बिल्कुल कोने में एक जगह दे देंगे. ठीक है. And we can build up the report over here. What we want is we want the sales by country. We want the sales figure by country. So we'll put the sales into values. क्योंकि ये नंबर है. ये अभी एक ही सेल का अमाउंट दिखा रहा है total sales. We want the sales by country. So we'll put the country into rows. So we get the sales number for each country now. We have the sales number for each country. And for better understanding and reading, we'll put a comma over here. So you'll go to the number format. You'll go to the number format and put a comma. Yeah, so now we'll be able to read it. So it is 2 crores 48 lakhs 87,000, or you can say 24 million. Okay. Now, I want to create a scatter chart in Excel because the same data I had used in my map. Okay, is it possible to create a map in Excel? Yes or no? Do you think is it possible to create a map in Excel? We don't want grand total, so I'll just remove the grand total. Is it possible to create a map in Excel? Tell me yes or no. क्या लगता है आपको क्या हम मैप बना सकते हैं इसमें? हर्षिल, can we create a map in Excel? Can we create a map?
सर मैप मीन्स वो कंट्री वाइज था वही ना?
हाँ, कंट्री वाइज.
हाँ वो है ऑप्शन.
हाँ, ये देखिए. तो इसके लिए पिवट टेबल को आपको चेंज करना पड़ेगा. सो व्हाट आई विल डू इज आई विल कॉपी दिस डेटा फ्रॉम अ पिवट इनटू अ आई विल मेक इट सिंपल टेबल. ठीक है. एंड वी हैव कंट्री एंड वी हैव सेल्स. So I've copied the data from pivot. We wanted to summarize, and now we have this table. We'll select this. We'll go to data tab. In the data tab, we have something. Sorry, we go to insert. In the insert, we have maps. और यहाँ पे there is a field map. सो दोज हु आर न्यू टू दिस, जिन लोग को लगता है कि एक्सेल में मैप नहीं बन सकता, बन सकता है, बट इस तरीके का मैप आता है ना। हमारा जो मैप आया था पावर बीआई में, इट वाज अ डायनेमिक मैप, बट हियर यू सी, and you don't see the this thing and all the names and all, but you have to modify it in the map. It is possible, but आपको थोड़ा बहुत इसमें उसका मेकअप करना पड़ेगा. You have to work out with this map to make it look more attractive, more beautiful.
Just check in pivot charts option. If maps is there, then pivot chart can be created through pivot table also.
Yeah, I'll check that. Just a minute. So if you put the legend, the data label, maybe it will tell you the numbers, or if you want to have the country, we can have the country name also. So category name. So now we have this. Okay, now, yeah. So if you want to create a map using the pivot table, you can select the pivot table and you can go to insert and pivot charts. So there is the option of pivot chart. Okay, but pivot chart में तो map नहीं आएगा ना. The thing is that we don't get that. Pivot chart means only charts. You don't have the map category over here. इसमें नहीं है वो. Okay, now we have a scatter chart. We have a scatter chart. Scatter हम बना सकते हैं. ठीक है. So we can
तो
create, but for
स्केटर
a
के
scatter
नीचे मैप
chart,
है ना, स्केटर
हाँ,
के नीचे मैप था,
इसके नीचे मैप था.
स्केटर के नीचे.
एक मिनट, coming back to it. Scatter के नीचे
एक्स वाई.
map. Okay, okay, there is a map. But वो okay नहीं करने दे रहा है मुझे. It's not happening. The option is there, but it's not active. See, when I click on map, it is not letting me create a map. Okay. So now to create a scatter chart, let us try to create a scatter chart. I'll put in the profit also. And now I'll select this table and I'll go to recommended charts and I'll select a scatter chart.
So try entering scatter chart from raw data only.
Okay. So let me copy the profits over here. Okay. Now, see, we have this. Now we'll go to recommended charts and now we'll select a scatter chart. Scatter. Okay, now you get a similar chart in Excel also. ठीक है. अभी देखिए आपको ये दिख रहा है, these circles you see, and if you change the format, you will be able to see different format also. कोई भी आपको जो फॉर्मेट पसंद आप ले सकते हैं, बट एक्सेल में यू हैव टू डू अ लॉट ऑफ दिस थिंग. इट्स थोड़ा सा टाइम कंज्यूमिंग आल्सो एंड यू हैव टू डू लॉट ऑफ चेंजेस. ओके, यू वांट टू ऐड द कंट्री, वहां पे ऑटोमेटिकली आ गया था, यहाँ पे हमें ऐड करना पड़ेगा. ठीक है. सो हियर यू गेट दिस, बट इट इज नॉट डायनामिक. नाउ आई शो यू समथिंग व्हिच एक्सेल कैन नॉट डू. ठीक है, ये सब एक्सेल में पॉसिबल है, लेकिन पावर बीआई हैज अ डिफरेंट एडवांटेज. Is my Power BI screen visible to all? So we have Germany, Mexico, USA, France, and Canada. How do we interpret this? It shows that Canada has the highest number of units sold because x-axis we have put the units sold. तो सबसे ज्यादा यूनिट जो बिका है वो कनाडा का है, 2,47,000. सबसे कम यूनिट है मैक्सिको का, it is 2,03,000 only. Okay, and if you see the number, the sales in amount also, then USA has 272 million sales, 272 million. In Canada we have 269. तो USA on the y axis is on the top, but x axis पे सबसे आगे कौन है? Canada है. अभी what Power BI can do which Excel cannot? What Power BI can do which Excel cannot? ठीक है. तो अभी हम क्या करेंगे? प्ले एक्सेस में हम रखेंगे, प्ले एक्सेस में भी हम रखेंगे. Let us put the date in the play axis डेट में हम ले लेते हैं month. Okay, month. Now this is something great. Okay, now you are going to get something good. Now I put the date, the month over here. Now you see all these together and Canada on the top, and it is December. Okay, now let me click on play button. Okay, so did you see something happening here? And now can you understand what it is trying to show us? This is never possible in Excel. Okay, and one more thing. Suppose you want to track France. You double click on France. Okay, now you start this. Wait. Yes. So now, see, this is something which I wanted to show you. So you are getting to see the flow of how month by month the sales have gone. Okay. So these in January, all these sales, all these countries are having the sales which is in this quadrant. Okay. Sales below the average and medium line. You can add some lines also. Okay. We are having a paucity of time, so I'm not diving into detail. Okay, let me show you excess. We can put an average line. Okay, and yes. So if you see in January, they are below the average. In February also they are below the average. Quantity sold की हम बात कर रहे हैं, सब एवरेज से कम है. जब हम मार्च में जा रहे हैं तो भी एवरेज से कम है. अप्रैल, मई, जून, जुलाई. When it comes to September, October, अभी सब लोग बाहर भाग गए इससे, ठीक है, they are दूर. That means in October there is a maximum sales which has happened, and Germany and France were on the top. Germany and France are on the top, but in November and December, what has happened is Germany and France are on the bottom, and Canada has topped the charts. So this is called as animated animation in Power BI, which can be done. Okay, so with this, now I'll end up my deliberation on Power BI. This is what I wanted to show in this particular session. Okay, and now I am open to any kind of questions that you would like to ask. Okay, you can put your questions in the chat box, and you can uh, you can be on the stage also. Okay, if we have any questions, we can take up these questions. Else, we can this thing. We'll wrap up. But before we wrap up, I have shared my group link again. I'm sharing it again in my in the chat. You can stay connected, and we'll come up with these sessions. Okay, I already have. I'm coming up with a 5 days challenge, an Excel advanced Excel course, 5 days course, a small course on Excel in the evening, so you can do that. Okay, thank you all for not a problem, not a problem. So Prabhyavati ji, over to you now.
Yes, sir. It's a really nice session. uh,
We can see there are some more requests to be on the stage, so I'm taking up all the participants who are requesting. You can ask your questions. Adisha is asking what is the difference between Tableau and Power BI. Both are data visualization tools, Adisha, but Power BI is much more in demand, and it is a better tool over Tableau. Okay, I do trainings for Tableau also, but many companies use Tableau and many are using Power BI. Okay, if you use Power BI software on laptop, will speed will low, so compared to Excel. Yes, to use Power BI you should have 8 GB RAM कम से कम, क्योंकि Power BI is a heavy software. Okay, so it is there. Okay, I will share the group link again here, because many people might have joined late, or they might have missed that in the chat. Prabhavati ji, you can share it amongst your community also. The people
Okay,
can join.
sir. I
In
have
the,
downloaded the Excel sheet. Yes.
yeah, I have shared the link.
Yes.
How to save Excel you gave to my laptop. you can click on the button over there, download button, and we'll share it in a group also. I'll share that Excel in my WhatsApp group, so you all join that group, and I'll be sharing the file in the WhatsApp group also.
Right.
Thank you for all your feedback and for taking out time. I hope the session was good. Pravati
Yes.
ji, thank you for inviting your community
Yes, yes,
also.
sir. I'll give you yeah, yeah. Uh, on behalf of everyone here, I'm honored to extend our heartfelt thanks to CA Alok sir for his insightful and engaging Power BI session. Also, your expertise and thorough understanding of Power BI have provided us with invaluable knowledge and practical skill. Your ability to simplify the complex things have truly been commendable. Thank you for taking the time to share the knowledge with us, and we look forward to apply the same in our uh, life, and we look forward to apply the techniques. Once again, we express our sincere gratitude to Sir, and will continue the learning. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Saroji, again. And
Right.
yeah, stay connected, guys, and keep learning, because the moment you stop learning, you stop growing. This is what I believe in and I follow in my life. कि जितना आप सीखते हैं उतना आप आगे बढ़ते हैं. तो अगर आप
Right.
कंटिन्यूसली आगे बढ़ना चाहते हैं तो never stop learning. You always should learn, and there is no age limit to learning. That is also what I believe in. So keep learning. I'm sharing my YouTube link also. You can subscribe to my channel and you can start learning from there also. A lot of things are there. And thank you again, once again. And next Sunday also we'll plan something. Okay, so just share your this thing. Advanced Excel, yes, definitely. I will be coming up with a 5 days referencer course on Excel for professionals and students, and that is I'm going to start in the evening from 9 to 10, 10:30, so that
Okay.
maximum person can join. I'll share the details in my group, so stay connected, and happy Sunday to everyone.
Thank you. Same to you.
Thank you. Okay, bye.